That brings us to our next item, intent of the Colorado River Commission meeting. They informed us that the Lake Powell is only at 45% of capacity, and the Lake Mead has dropped down to 47% of its full capacity. When Lake Mead is full, the elevation is approximately 1,220 feet, and right now the lake elevation is 1,106 feet, so it's over 100 feet down. The area that we really have to worry about is when the elevation gets to 1075. That's when the shortage criteria take effect. And so they predict that the lake will go down another 9 feet in the next year. They're only predicting about 81% of normal rainfall. So we'll see if the predictions hold true, we'll see the lake go down below 1,100 feet next year. And then we'll see how things play out from there. But they're preparing to put in place those shortage criteria in case they have to. But that should be at the earliest 2 to 3 years down the line. And in regard to that, I'll be attending a meeting at the Bureau of Reclamation office where we'll meet with the Western Area Power Administration and the Colorado River Commission and the other stakeholders, where we'll discuss the steps that they're going to take to conserve the water and to keep power production where it is, and they'll give us any updated information they have. And that's my report, Dr. Moses. If there's any questions that anybody has regarding those issues.
Okay, we're ready to move on to item G, the review and refer monthly expenditure for future audit. That's been posted. I'm assuming you guys have an opportunity to look at that. I'm looking for a motion to send that to the auditor. Can we get a motion on that? We got a motion, we have a second? Okay. Got a motion and a second, so we have a discussion on that. Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor? Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. That brings us to item H, the presentation regarding year-to-date financial performance.
If you'll pull that up for me, please. Well, as Melissa outlined in the financial presentation, you notice that their margins are up a little bit more than were forecast. The reason for that is we have had a little bit more growth than we've had in recent years. And we've also seen a little bit of an increase due to the early entry of summer this year, where we had a really hot June, and it's continued to be warm and muggy over the following months. So our sales have been good, and our margins have increased. Those increases are really helping us in a couple of areas. First of all, there's our cash levels, which we have to maintain a certain level to maintain our bond rating, and we're above those levels, which is a good thing. The other thing that we need to do in regard to our bonds is to maintain our debt service coverage.
Patty, can you mute your phone, please?
Thank you.
We're required, as part of our bond covenants, to maintain 1.25 as our debt service coverage, and you can see that if we continue at the same pace this year, we'll reach 1.32, which exceeds our covenants. Now, when they look at that, and we have to have a rating of 1.25, they look at 3 years. They take out the 2 highest years, and you have to meet that average. So 1 year isn't going to get us up into compliance. We need to do that this year and next year to meet that compliance, but we're on track to do that. Next is the debt service coverage with CFC to meet our loan covenants. We need to have a debt service coverage of 1.35. And you can see that we're at 1.37. So it's good to have those back up where they should be, and it brings us into compliance with the things that we have to do to meet our obligations. I'd also add that we've had 2 retirements so far this year. We'll have another retirement that will happen in October. Terry has gone through and looked at the savings for the year that we'll achieve through those retirements. And we will save this year $152,208. And that's taking into account the proposed changes. If they're passed, we will still save that much. Next year we will have another retirement, and Next year, our projected savings are $272,869, so pretty significant savings this year and next year through retirements. We've, once Rich is retired, we're going to have over 300 customers per employee, which is pretty high compared to the other utilities. Most utilities in Nevada are about 195 customers per employee. Nationally, we see that there's about 290 customers per employee. So we've gone a little bit the other direction. We actually have more customers per employee, which means we're staffed right in the area where we need to be.
How much was the savings minutes for 2014?
For 2014, $272,869. And that takes into account, again, if you accept those proposals that are later in the meeting. And so I think that we're heading in the right direction, and we're doing the things that we need to do to meet our covenants and to save money. And we'll entertain any questions you have in regard to that. Okay, that's my update. Thank you.
Okay, let's share that presentation regarding the financial performance.